An interview with co-chair of PYD Saleh Muslim by Mehmet Ali Çelebi has been published in Özgür Gündem. Here is the translation of certain segments in which Muslim talks about efforts to prevent intercommunal fights, relations between Arabs and Kurds, and the current situation in Rojava, West Kurdistan more generally. Saleh Muslim replied political gossips about possibility of Kurdish-Arab war in Rojava.
In Kamışlı and Haseki, we have taken pains so that fighting and disputes do not arise, and we do not see a return to an Arab-Kurdish war. Everywhere we are being extremely sensitive so that there is no return to such a war. We are approaching it very sensitively. From the beginning, we also brought attention to this in Rojava.
Mr. Saleh Muslim also pointed out some groups' organizations try to provocate situation.
There are some working for war. These Salafis are supported by Turkey and have been openly plundering everything Kurds have. Up to now, they have also bombed houses, saying things Kurds must leave this area, Kurds are infidels, and so on and so forth. In fact, they even forced Kurds in some villages to fight against other Kurds. It is no good to try and provoke everyone against the Kurds. There are many various provocations, and we had drawn attention to them. For example, attacks in the Aleppo region have continued. Most of our people have moved away from there, from Eşrefiye and Sheikh Maksud.
Mr. Muslim shared his ideas about Barzani's meeting with Turkish Prime Minister Erdogan in Ahmet and Barzani's party KDP's political attitude towards PYD.
We took it as a normal visit, but of course we do not know what they spoke about behind closed doors. We hope that nothing comes out of it that would harm our people. For example, it could have contributed to the peace process. It could have done something to bring peoples closer together. But nothing like that happened. Only 2 remarks were made, and that too was to get behind Erdogan, nothing else. There could have been more of a contribution made. The people of Diyarbakır are Barzani's people. We could have sat down with them, chatted, and found out what their views were. If he had sat down with the BDP and seen what he could do to help, how he could make a contribution, it would have been better, also in terms of getting close to the people.
Mr. Saleh Muslim repeated also their position and their file that they will bring to Geneva.
Things related to the Kurdish issue, recognition, the democratic rights of the Kurds, constitutional existence, the subject of constitutional guarantees. In fact, we are working together with some Arab organizations on Syria generally. Democratic Union Party co-chair Saleh Muslim told us after their meeting with the UN Arab League representation to Syria crisis, Lakhdar Brahimi in Geneva, Switzerland on Thursday. Muslim said the meeting with Brahimi was positive and handled the ongoing crisis in Syria and the democratic and peaceful solution of the Kurdish question. Kurdish Supreme Council voiced its demands to participate in the Geneva II conference when they first time met with Brahimi in Damascus. PYD co-chair Mr. Muslim expressed that some political sides try to prevent Kurds' participation in the Geneva II conference. He pointed out that these sides would like to maintain status quo that is grounded on the denial of Kurds people since the Lausanne Agreement in 1920s. Mr. Muslim remarked that the Arab chauvinism, Turkish and Iranian states still insisting to deny of Kurds' reality in Rojava. He said that, on the other hand, we, as a Kurds, are not the same like old Kurds anymore. Kurdish people are no more obeyed to denial and assimilation politics of these states. They have their own organization, leaders, struggle and power against these policies. Kurdish people demand a democratic solution in order to solve Kurdish issue. In addition, Mr. Muslim said that 4 million Kurds live in Rojava and they will continue their resistance until they got their rights. Struggle of People Defense Force YPG continue under revolutionary operation for Tiltemir Marches, which was started on 25th of November. After 4 days operations, People's Defense Units have taken the control of the region between Tiltemir and Heseke, including highways leading to Tilkoçe. The mentioned region between the cities of Tiltemir and Heseke is mainly populated by Arabs, Kurds and Assyrians. YPG forces has been cleared of Al-Qaeda-linked Salafist groups Islamic State of Iraq and Sham and the Al-Nusra Front. YPG fighters are also developing preventive measures against the invasion of the regions they took in the operation by the armed groups. After that, armed Salafi Al-Qaeda-linked groups have started an attack to targeting a control point in the Mashuki village of the Trbespia city on Friday. Clashes intensified in Afrin area after capturing of Tilkoçe border on 26th of October. YPG officials said that last 2 months approximately 500 Al-Qaeda-linked Salafi killed during the clashes.
On 27th of November 1978, the Kurdistan Workers' Party PKK core group was set up by Abdullah Öcalan in Ankara. Kurdish people celebrated the 35th anniversary of the PKK in different cities of North Kurdistan and Turkey. Let's watch together these enthusiastic scenes.
kamuoyuna yansıdığı şekliyle içinde
Sırrı Süreyya Önder, who has put himself forward as a possible HDP candidate for the mayor of Istanbul, has weighed in on the much debated topic of electoral alliances. Önder said if there is going to be an electoral alliance, it needs to be principled. The alliance needs to have the force to effect political transformation. The possibility of an electoral alliance between the HDP and the CHP has been an object of speculation in the media, particularly after Önder announced his candidacy. However, in statements on the subject, both of the HDP co-president Sabahat Tuncel and Ertuğrul Kürkçü have said there is a current discussion between the two parties about such an alliance for the municipal elections in March. Önder said that party would continue to move forward based on its founding objectives and with the hope of broadening its impact. Önder also pointed out how that current debates about an electoral alliance point to the success of the HDP. He said that we need to analyze the situation this way, because a logical bargaining approach which says, let's take this and give that, will not do it. This cannot be our political style. Only if it would be in the service of the pupils of Turkey or is a transformation of legal structures in the country, we could accept it. Önder also said that such an alliance could not be formed as portrayed in media, and that any potential electoral alliance would have to be based more on principles than electoral negotiating.
Somos solidarios con todas las luchas del pueblo del Kurdistán.
Colombian guerrilla forces FARC have sent a video message to salute the Peace and Democracy Party, PDP's Youth Congress, which will take place in Ahmed. In the message, guerrillas Alexandra Narino, Boris Guevara and Diana Gargeles explain how the FARC have developed a struggle, both political and armed, together with the people. The guerrillas underline that the struggle in Colombia has been going on for more than 40 years, and it has now reached a stage where finally the government of President Santos is sitting at the negotiation table with the guerrillas. The peace talks have been going on for 1 year in the Cuban capital, Havana. The FARC guerrillas salute the Congress of the BDP youth and wish that, like for the Colombia, a genuine peace process could finally go underway. The guerrillas share the principles and visions of the Kurdish people. Alexandra Narino emphasized that international solidarity has a crucial role, especially at this point. And she adds, we ask the freedom for Kurdish leader Abdullah Öcalan and all the political prisoners in Turkish jails.
Empezando por el presidente Öcalan.
¡Que viva la solidaridad internacionalista!
The European United Left Nordic Green Left European Parliamentary Group will host at 4th and 5th of December the 10th Conference on EU, Turkey and the Kurds at the European Parliament, entitled Turkey, the Kurds and the Imralı Peace Process, an Historic Opportunity. The conferences in the European Parliament related to the Kurdish question are organized at the group level. Since 2004, the European United Left Nordic Green Left European Parliamentary Group has hosted the annual international conference on the EU, Turkey and the Kurds. The European Parliament, by organizing such conferences, offers a range of opportunities to raise concerns about the political situation in Turkey and, in particular, the human rights situation in northern Kurdistan. The title of this year's 10th Conference on EU, Turkey and the Kurds will be Turkey, the Kurds and the Imralı Peace Process, an Historic Opportunity. The conference will be held at the European Parliament in Brussels on 4th and 5th of December and will discuss mainly the state of the current resolution process in Turkey. A number of Kurdish, European and Turkish political figures will join the conference. Some of the prominent speakers at the conference will be Professor Noam Chomsky, Member of the European Parliament Gabi Zimmer, Member of the European Parliament Jürgen Klut, Member of the European Parliament Maria Christine Vergiat, BDP co-chair Gülten Kışanak, co-chair of the Democratic Union Party Saleh Müslim. People's Democratic Congress HDK Istanbul Women's Assembly is organizing a panel discussion. The panel discussion will take place on 1st of December at Şişli Cultural Center in Istanbul. Women will be discussing violence against women, gender discrimination, war and the experience of women in Rojava, West Kurdistan. The co-chair of People's Democratic Party, Sabahat Tuncel, will be holding the opening speech of the panel discussion. The first session of the panel will be a discussion on the subjects such as violence against women, gender discrimination and conservatism. And it will be joined by lawyer Hülya Gülbahar, writer Ayşe Düzkan, lawyer Sevda Bayramoğlu, and HDP party assembly members as speakers. The second session, which is under the headings of War, Violence and the Rojava Revolution, will be discussed by PYD Democratic Union Party, Women's Foreign Affairs Executive Helime Yusuf, HDP's Central Executive Board Member Associate Professor Nazan Üstündağ, lawyer Meriç Eyüpoğlu, and Syriac's women's representative.